What's going on, everybody? So continuing on in my firearms handgun series, my next one up is going to be my Glock 23 Gen 2. Safety sallies, it is empty. Now, Gen 2, my normal EDC that I've had for 22 years is a Glock 23 Gen 3. Now, a couple of difference between a Gen 2 and a Gen 3. A Gen 3 has grooves here for, say, like a light or something along those lines. The magwell release is a little bit lower. If I can see, you can see how far out it sticks. The Gen 2s are a little bit more flush, and then the Gen 3s have finger grooves. This is a flat. And ironically, in the Gen 5s, they went back to the flat. Differences between this and the Taurus 85. One, obviously, this is a semi-automatic handgun versus a revolver. A revolver, the cylinder spins with the ammunition to bring it up into the barrel for the firing pin to strike and send out the round. This uses a magazine. This one here is a 13 round magazine. They also come in 10 rounds for the Glock 23. Luckily, I live in a free state that does not limit the amount of rounds that I carry. So let me get this camera turned down, and we'll take the gun apart and let you guys see the internals and stuff like that. All right, so here we go with the firearm itself. Now, in my opinion, Glocks revolutionized the way firearms are able to be broke down for field cleaning. With a Glock itself, obviously make sure that it is empty and that you pull the trigger. There are a couple little tabs right here on both sides. What you do is you pull the slide to the rear, pull down on both tabs. It never wants to do good when you're trying to do on camera. And push forward. And then your firearm comes apart into two main parts. Now, a Glock breaks down into four main parts for a standard cleaning. You have your frame, you have your slide, your barrel, and your spring. This is pretty much for Joe Blow gun owner, about as far as most people will ever take down their firearms to get them working on them, cleaning them, and stuff like that. You can break them down further with all the internals on the frame or the rear internals with the slide where you got your firing pin and all that kind of stuff in there. Me, I never mess with any of that stuff. If I ever have to mess with any of that stuff, I'll take it to a gun shop and let them play around with it. Now, for me, one of my favorite items to have for cleaning is just simply a toothbrush. Just because a toothbrush can get in there a lot of times, especially if you have a thing called what we affectionately refer to as a safe queen. That is one of your firearms that pretty much just sits in your safe all the time. They can get dusty, and you just want to kind of wipe them out. Everything like that. Now with the Glocks, you have this little pouch hole thing there that you'll get a lot of dust in. You can get little covers to put on top of that. The slide itself is pretty much what you see is what you got. Same thing with the barrel and with the spring. Now this spring, this gun itself is easily over 25 years old, because my Gen 3 is 22 years old, and obviously a Gen 2 is before that. Glocks are highly reliable. For this one, I obviously got it in as a used gun, and I've probably put at least a few thousand rounds. I probably put a few thousand rounds through this firearm without any issue. Most of the time, if you have an issue with here, let me get in there while I'm doing this. I'm just kind of wiping this out while I'm talking. Most of the time with a Glock, if you have an issue, a lot of times it's just going to be simply related to the ammo that you're using. If you use the steel ammo from Tula, or if you're using a reloaded, like a personal reload or something like that, sometimes they can get a little wonky and you might have a failure to eject. But yeah, so that's a quick show on the Glock. Now the way to put it back: slide your barrel back in, take your spring, make sure on the spring that the little button thing is up front. There you go. Now you'll notice here on the back of the Glock, it's got these little tabs. They're going to be matched up right there. Slide them on. Do function checks. And you are good to go. Let me get it tilted up. Like I've said in a lot of my videos, I love Glock. It's super reliable, easy to use, indexes well in the hand. It's just a very reliable gun. I personally like the 40 Smith & Wesson caliber. It's just what I grew up on. You know, I have a 9mm conversion barrel for it. It's just personal preference. It's a great thing about firearms. There's one out there for everybody. If you got any questions or anything like that, please leave a comment down below. Following this, I'll have some range time, just because you got a gun, you want to take it to the range. And I will talk to you guys later.